All right, hey everybody, it's Drew Scooter, and I'm going live here. I've been doing these live streams to try to talk to people about telling bedtime stories. Apologize to everybody on Instagram. I can't figure out how to get my Instagram live to work. It seems to have vanished from my phone. But I won't. I have this webcam set up, so I won't be able to check the chat too much. But just to fill you in, I'm Drew. I make Sleep With Me podcast. Podcast puts people to sleep. And I'm trying to do these live streams right now to encourage people to tell their own bedtime stories, to tell people in your lives bedtime stories. So my phone's buzzing about something. And so I've been not well versed in live streams, but so I've been trying to encourage people to tell bedtime stories. And I got some people back in the chat, so it's working. So I want you to think about telling someone in your life a bedtime story. If you're not so sure about starting out doing that, maybe tell a stuffed animal a bedtime story or a potted plant a bedtime story. I told this potted plant a bedtime story last night. Didn't I use you in a bedtime story? So just think about telling someone in your life a bedtime story. But if you're not ready for that, tell a stuffed animal, tell a pillow, or tell yourself. And I've been trying to give a reason why you should tell a bedtime story. And right now, I think a big reason why is like loneliness, right? We're all, and I was talking about this earlier today somewhere else, is like there's this kind of loneliness we're going through with everything. And some of us might be in a house with our family or other people, and some of us might live alone. But either way, I think a lot of people are struggling with like, what does this all mean? And I mean, fear and loneliness, but it's lonely right now. And anybody that listens to Sleep With Me and has trouble sleeping, you know loneliness pretty well. Telling a bedtime story to someone is something that you can do that counters loneliness, not just for you, but for another person. So not only are you helping yourself feel less alone, and loneliness is not always a matter of being close physically to someone. You can be close to in a house full of people and feel really alone. So telling a bedtime story is a really easy way to counteract that. So that said, that's one reason why I want you to start telling bedtime stories to people in your life. So just so anybody knows, I can't really see the chat. So if you're asking any questions or anything, I can look down here every once in a while. So I'm going to move on to a simple structure of telling bedtime stories. And it's Tuesday. I call it Tape Tuesday. And on Tape Tuesday, so Tape Tuesday, I picked this up here. And I found this a week ago Sunday when I was on a run. And it's full of cassette tapes. And last week we opened up... We open up this one? Yeah, this one. This is the one we opened up last week. So this week we're going to open up this one and see what's in here. So I'm going to put it down and I'm going to pull out this drawer. Oh boy, we got some good stuff. So whoever this was, these are cassette tapes. So some of you you're familiar with these. You're like, oh wow, it's so old school, right? But this one smells horrible. It was outside. It was in the rain. But there's a couple mixes in here. So once upon a time, this is how, before playlists and before digital music, in the Stone Ages, this was how you made a playlist. You had to physically make a playlist. You had to put it on a tape. It wasn't really convenient. People might glorify it, but it was unless you had a super big crush on someone, it wasn't. It was a lot of effort, or you really cared about someone. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 mixes here. They also have CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Bob Dylan Live at Budokan, Beastie Boys Check Your Head, Portishead, Rage Against the Machine, Jim Morrison and the Doors, and Pink Floyd's The Wall. So I'm gonna read you the 4 names of the mixes, and then we'll talk about it. So we have Kalamazoo Mix, Mellow Tunes, Whitney Place, and Dave's Happy Tape. So I'm going to look down in the chat. Let me know your votes, and we'll pick one. I got to get these tapes away from my face because they smell like a zoo. Probably should be keeping them outside. So looking down at the chat, if you have a vote in the chat, let me know. I'm going to put these tapes here. I'm going to make sure that each one of them does it. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so 2 do, 3 do, and 4 do. And Happy Tunes is what John's voting for. I guess I get to look at, I'm not sure if the chat from Facebook's even coming through. So, but why use a mixtape? And I'll kind of give you a demonstration. You could use a playlist. I've made 2 episodes of, what was it? Vulture's top 100 emo songs. And I've done like Fish set lists. I've used those. It's a way to construct a bedtime story that I'll kind of show you coming up here. So Dave's Happy Place, we got Whitney Place, we got Mellow Tunes, and we got Kalamazoo Mix. So let's anybody else that wants to vote, get your votes in. I'm just going to pop over here and see if anybody's watching. But so this gives us what I call meander points. So even though I tell bedtime stories and they can kind of seem nonsensical, the bedtime stories do have to have a beginning and an end. It's nice if they have a middle too, because they would just be they would be too boring to work if they didn't have a beginning and an end, because they would just go on and on and on. And I guess it's just my belief of making bedtime stories that if they weren't going somewhere, it doesn't have to be somewhere interesting, but if they're not going somewhere, it doesn't engage that part of your mind or your body or your emotions that are keeping you awake. So going towards some sort of end, even if it's a 8th song on a playlist, that's kind of, you're building a story out of that. I don't know. I just don't know. Like sometimes people think I just turn on the camera and I record, which I'm doing with this. But with the shows, they really have to have some sort of structure, and the structure is what really allows the looseness. Okay, so we have 1 vote for Kalamazoo, Dave's Place, Kalamazoo. So 3 votes for Dave's Place. We're going to go with Dave's Place, or Dave's Happy Tape. So Dave's Happy Tape, and we're going to do the A side, and you can see there's songs on the A side. You can't really read them now. And we're going to build a bedtime story out of the A side of Dave's Happy Mix. And we'll go through that. And you could do this with your playlist. And what you could do is, if you're just starting out, got to wipe my nose, is let me give you I'll give you the B side. Like, say you're like, Scoots, I don't know how to tell a bedtime story. I'm not creative. I mean, I believe that you are. But if you say, well, I'm not feeling creative, or I'm not feeling that, okay, you could just read through the playlist, especially the Vulture 100 playlist. Start reading through it list slowly, and that might be your jumping off point. For this one, this is just the B-side. We're not going to use it to do it. It's What a Wonderful World, Louis Armstrong. So you're calling it, hey, oh, what am I talking about, Nana? Just calling to tell you some stuff to put you to sleep very slowly, Nana. I'm going to talk even more slowly than Scoots does, like that DMV character in that movie with the fox and the other character. Maybe that was a squirrel or something. It's just another morning here, Nancy Griffith. And then if stuff pops into your head, you can go on a tangent about it. Griffith Park, Observatory, La La Land. When you're just starting out, they don't have to be perfect, and you already have a built-in end point here, so you don't really have to stress about, oh, it doesn't have this has a built-in. La La Land. They were at Griffith Park, correct? Lots of Instagram. Wonder why my Instagram Live's not working. So Sweet Home Alabama, Leonard Skinnard. Imagine if someone had to spell that without ever seeing those words before. Leonard Skinnard. Is it Leonard, or I always think it's Leonard Skinnard, but maybe it's Leonard Skinnard. Waiting in Memphis by Mark Cohn. with a little help from my friends from the Beatles. Oh, the Beatles, Grandma. What was your... Oh, Nana. Sorry, Nana. Sorry, Nana. I got your name wrong there. Got so excited because I was under the sea with Little Mermaid. I was trying to get you a fern dangler or a smozzle wazzle, Nana, as I was under there thinking of you. It's a hard life, Nancy Griffith. So this person's a big Nancy Griffith fan. Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. Nana, did I tell you you look wonderful tonight, even though I can't see you? Oh, stop. I can't stop saying you look wonderful tonight, Nana. If I had the sweet tones of Eric Clapton, I would sing it to you. To live is to fly. Cowboy Junkies. Oh, broke that case. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Oh, there's more here. Thanks to you, Emmylou Harris. That rhymed, Nana. Macho. This just says Macho Man, Nana, but I always want to say Macho Man. Rhymes with nacho, Nana. Nana, do you like nachos? No? Okay, well, that's the Village people, Nana. Nana, have you been to the Village? Do you know, it feels like we're in a global village right now, Nana, because we're all kind of going through the same thing in different ways, huh? And then finally, now, Nana, this is very interesting because also, just so everybody knows, I can't see the chat. So if you're saying stuff in the chat, unfortunately, I'm looking at the cameras, not on my computer here. Bad to the Bone, Nana, by George Thorogood. But what's interesting, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. This time I'll look on the camera. Okay. This is what's great about finding stuff on the street. I don't know if you can see it, but there's whiteout on there. So the person wrote bad to the bone, but it said something else before. Maybe let's investigate. So this could be the bedtime story. Oh, Nana, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Nana, do you think how do you think Whiteout's business is? Because I feel like I'm doing a lottery. Nana, do you like lottery scratchers? It's not working, Nana. Papers to thing. So that's it, Nana. That's it. I'll call you later. So that's a quick, easy way to kind of do a bedtime story. But there's other ways. So this way, I'll do a little bit more advanced one. I got about 10 more minutes. I'll try to do 5 or 10 minutes of bedtime story and then see what I can see in this chat. I'm trying to use a multi-streaming app, though. Okay, so... oh, here we are. Yep, I'm Scoots McGoots here live at the Who Wrote This Tape and Why? And we're here, we're investigating. We know you love shows that look into mysteries, and we're solving mysteries here at this is just our first episode. We're just pitching this show, but Mysteries of the Tape. Because we wanted to do it, but then playlists. So we're here investigating this cassette tape. Who did it and why? And we have our first clue here. Here we are looking into it. This tape was clearly made by Dave, you might say at first, but would Sherlock Holmes say that? Sherlock Holmes wouldn't even know what a cassette tape was, so then we'd have to stop and explain it to Sherlock. But it's Dave's happy tape with 2 exclamation points with a smile on the bottom between the exclamation points. So that's happy. It's a happy exclamation. But we have to ask ourselves, which, whence, who? Is Dave the taper or the tapee? That's a question we'll be looking into here live on Tape Stories, bedtime stories about tapes. So our first clue. Okay, go ahead. Oh, go ahead. This is a live call-in show. Okay, go ahead. Ginny, come on in. Okay, we got Ginny calling live in from Kalamazoo, and Ginny thinks oh no, Ginny, you want me to clarify? Yes, it's DAV apostrophe S. Oh, Ginny has a third theory, like it's not for Dave or to Dave or from Dave. You want me to look deeper into the possessive. Is that what that is, Nate? Oh, she hung up. Ginny hung up. We lost her. She's off the line now. So Dave's happy tape is DAVE apostrophe S. So Dave's happy tape. Many ways to look at it. We should have brought in, if only we had Helen from the Illusionist podcast here, we could ask her, but or Grammar Girl or someone that knows something, but we don't here. We have a limited budget. This is our first pilot episode. So let me just go back to my, let's put a, we'll wonder, even though that may not be on this tape, if the tape is made by Dave, it's made to make Dave happy. Dave's happy tape. If Dave possesses happy, or does Dave possess, isn't that what it is? Subject, object, what was the verb happy? Is it, I'm happy. Usually it isn't happy like I'm telling someone a bedtime story. That makes me happy. Well, anyway, we don't want to get bogged down on the details here on our first episode. So, okay, so we're going to dig in here. We're going to dig deep as we can. And we see the first thing on this tape is I can see clearly now by the hothouse flowers. So I can see clearly now that I didn't know the hothouse. Is that a cover? That may be a cover song, but we don't, we're not music experts here, even though we have a tape show. We're just here to put you to sleep, Nana. Then the next song is by the Pretenders. It's Hymn to Her. HYMN to her. Oh boy, is that deep, Nana, because that's a play on words, but it also sounds very romantic. Hymn to her. I can see clearly now. Hymn to her. So maybe this first song is like not realizing they had love or happiness. Oh boy, am I projecting here on my first? It's about happiness and not about love. A hymn to her could be one of the great goddesses of the world, the sun goddess, the moon, just the sun, the sky. I could see clearly now would also be, or could be. Dave's eyes make Dave happy. Maybe Dave's, okay, you're right. Oh, thanks. Another part of my brain just dialed in and said, what if it's Dave's glasses that make Dave happy? I could see clearly now. Him to her, Dave could use the feminine to describe Dave's glasses. Good day, sunshine. So let's see if we could build a case for this case. Good Day, Sunshine by the Beatles. Okay, your sunshine's always better when it's clear. It would be a good day to see the sunshine with Dave's glasses. And if you're making your gratitude list at night, you'd say, thanks for the sunshine, and thanks for my glasses for being able to see the sunshine, and thanks for being able to feel the sunshine. You're Beautiful by Carole King. Oh boy, sometimes we just it's one of our favorite people on the podcast is Carole King. You're beautiful. You can't see beauty. Well, I mean, this is just a basic argument here for this tape. I mean, you can, but you can see beauty more clearly now when you have those glasses. And maybe Dave also, the glasses are a part of Dave's ability to see Dave and say, Dave, you're beautiful. The world's beautiful. Maybe Dave thinks when Dave sees Dave, my glasses are beautiful. Inconvenient Time by Nancy Griffith. There's with glasses, the most inconvenient time is when you can't find them. So you can't find them, and you wish you had a way to find them easily because it's very inconvenient. Most of the time when you don't notice your glasses, it's the most inconvenient time because you're looking to use them. very inconvenient, that timing. And then you say, call me. Maybe that's what we're picturing Dave. Dave was happy. And Dave was so full of happiness for the sunshine and wrote a hymn to Dave's glasses. Then Dave's glasses were lost. Dave was sitting there just like I am, saying, oh, where have my glasses gone? Oh, where could they be? Do you miss me as much as I miss you, my sweet, sweet glasses? Call me, please, please, if only my glasses. Maybe because Dave's existing in this timeline, Dave doesn't have like a tile hanging from Dave's glasses. Sounds like Dave could use that. Then, Bicycle Race by Queen. I thought that was just bike, but can't. Dave has to drop out of the big bicycle race. No glasses. They say, Dave, well, you could wear your backup glasses. Dave says, no. My glasses and me, we do everything together. Can't use any backup glasses. I'm going to have to drop out of the big bicycle race. Can't do it. Won't do it. And then Dave goes outside. He looks at the sky again. He wishes he could just take a piece of the sky, buy the wonder stuff, and dab his eyes as he cries because he can't see it clearly anymore. Dave wonders if this is what should Dave do? Should Dave get a new set of glasses? Maybe, my advice, like, find them, look through your place, like, have some sort of system, Dave. Come on. But, I'm just telling Dave's story. I don't want to interrupt Dave. But seriously, just break your apartment into grids and look that way. You'll find your glasses. If you don't, that means they're probably in your car. Or did you also retrace your? Of course you did, Dave. Of course you did. I'm wrong. I should just be here. I know. I always do that. Try to help instead of listen or tell your tale. Just trying to make it, just trying to buy a couple meanders. And then Dave finds Dave's glasses. Dave did listen to someone so wise who said, retrace your steps, then break everything into a grid. Keep notes of it. Or, in frustration, pile everything in the middle of your room. I've done that before. My biology notebook in 10th grade. I couldn't find it, so I piled everything into the center of my bedroom. And I was grounded for months. But this system works for Dave, and Dave grabs Dave's glasses. Oh, sweet, sweet glasses. Once again, reunited. You're the best. Just like Tina Turner saying, you're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than everyone. But the glasses, they aren't over it. Of course, Dave lost the glasses. The glasses didn't lose Dave. And so there's love and there's regret. And Dave has to make amends and make an apology. I'm sorry, glasses, that I took you for granted and I lost you and I didn't have a method to keep track of you. I was wrong for not doing that. How did it feel? And then the glasses can talk about. Glasses can say, how did it feel for me to do that to you? Okay. Well, how can I make it right? How can I make it up to you? And the glasses say, I'd like to live life for a while, not just be on your face. And Dave says, okay, well, how would it feel to do the sunshine on my shoulders? Like John Denver, I could put you on my shoulders. You kind of fit on my shoulder, you're that shape. And we run around together. And we do a youthful expression. We run through some fields together. We frolic, as ATCQ once sang. And the glasses said, "Well, I don't know if that's a great idea. Maybe I'm just better off on your face. I'm more secure there. But please do a better job of taking care of me, Dave. Also, could you give me a little squiggy squish, a little rubby rub?" And that is the story of Dave's happy tape, I think. That's why Dave was so happy about Dave's glasses. Dave made a mixtape to him. So that's it. Actually, there's no tape in here. Oh, I took it out. That's why. So that's it. I don't know how well this worked because I was streaming to Facebook and YouTube, and I really, when I'm trying to focus on the stream, so I'm not able to really focus on the chat. But I just want to encourage everybody again to tell bedtime stories in your life, especially if you're feeling alone. Take steps. There's help out there. But if you're feeling lonely, reach out to somebody and say, hey, I got this crazy idea. What if I tell you a bedtime story? Or what if we catch up on Zoom? Or what if I, like I tell you a bedtime story, just leave me on speakerphone. I'll hang up. You could fall asleep. I don't have whatever you call it on bedtime, telling bedtime stories. And now's a good time. Everybody's in the home together or separated. I know I'm separated from a lot of my family. I think about them a lot, and I think about my friends and all that. I think about all the listeners of the podcast, and so yeah, I just want you to be able to be empowered to make some choices during all of this that you could feel really good about and that bring you something. And telling bedtime stories is just one simple way to do that. That you could say, well, how do I want to face this? Like, what's going to make me feel good and feel valuable? And then afterwards I could say, wow, well, I learned this new skill. So tell bedtime stories. I'll be back. Looks like I got kicked off Instagram Live or something. I don't know. But I'll be back trying to do these live streams. I think the next one might be tomorrow morning, but I'm not positive. So they can hit up some other time zones. But take care out there. Take self-care. Podcast is there for you, daytime or nighttime, if you need a little break. And there's a lot of other streaming and stuff going on. So thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Let me just pop down here. I'll see if there's any questions, but I don't have YouTube open, so I'm using the streaming thing. Baba, oh my God, the tapes smell so terrible. It's raining outside too. They literally smell like a zoo. Whew. Okay. Yeah, not too many questions. I wish I had. I'm going to learn these streaming skills slowly. But thanks so much for listening, and tell those bedtime stories, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.